Bibles, excuse me, and to Genesis, to the book of Genesis. And we want to consider the ninth chapter. The ninth chapter we want to look at. Genesis chapter number 9. And let us begin our reading at verse number 1. Genesis chapter 9. Let us begin our reading at verse number 1. All right. And it reads,
And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth.
Yes.
And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fish of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered.
All right. Now, look at that here. It says, and God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, right? And replenish the earth. And replenish the earth. Now, this is the second time we see this terminology, replenish, being mentioned throughout the scriptures. The first time we see this terminology being mentioned is in Genesis chapter 1, I believe around about verse number 28 or so. And we have found out that there in Genesis 1, amen, is because when God used the word replenish there, it was because to replenish that which was here before man, which would have been the reptile age or the reptilian age, but also it to be replaced, therefore, of the angels that were here. So now here in the 9th chapter of the book of Genesis, this word replenishes comes up again. Well, now this time, now this time we see this terminology replenish. And this replenish here is because the whole world just pretty much died, except 8 souls. Noah, his wife, Noah's 3 sons, and their wives. 8 people were saved. And I know we made a little bit of reference on the last class that we dealt with this, that if it was 100 people on the earth at that time, only 8 souls made it. If it was 1,000 people on the earth, only 8 people made it. If it was 100,000 people on the earth at that time, only 8 people made it. So that lets us know that as we study and we go on throughout other different courses, especially when we get into the area of typology, we find out that this was just a foreshadowing to let us know that, first of all, a lot of folks ain't gonna make it. A lot of folks just ain't gonna make it. Now, just like with Adam and Eve losing their position in the garden. Now, if the Garden of Eden was supposed to have been a representation of paradise of God, right? And they were removed and lost their place, not because they went out and done something crazy as far as some heinous crime, right? But just by mere disobedience. By mere disobedience, God had to remove them from the garden. Now, as I stated before times, all of the dispensations that we study, we find out that all dispensations do end with a judgment. The dispensation, as I stated, of the dispensation of innocence, it ended with Adam and Eve being removed from the garden. And then we dealt with the dispensation of conscience. And that dispensation ended with the flood. Now we come to this third dispensation, being the dispensation of human government. And we find out, or we will find out, that this dispensation ends with the children being scattered abroad and also their language being confounded, right? Those things are going to happen because of what their hearts set out to do. Right? Let's look at this there in where I want to go, the 11th chapter. 11th chapter of the book of Genesis. 11th chapter of the book of Genesis. And we can start reading at verse number 1.
And the whole earth was one language.
And the whole earth was of one language
And of one speech.
and of one speech.
And it came to pass,
Uh-huh.
as they journeyed
From the east.
that they found a plain in the land of Shinar.
In the land of Shinar. Uh-huh. And they dwelt there.
And they said one to another,
Uh-huh.
Go to, let us make brick,
Let us make brick
and burn them thoroughly.
and burn them thoroughly.
And they had brick for stone,
They had brick for stone,
and slime had they for mortar.
and slime had they for mortar. Uh-huh.
And they said,
Go to,
let us build us a city
let us build us a city and a tower
whose top may reach unto heaven.
whose top may reach unto heaven.
And let us make us a name,
And let us make us a name,
lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole
lest we
earth.
be scattered abroad on the face of the whole earth. Uh-huh.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower,
Uh-huh.
which the children of men built.
Yes.
And the Lord said, Behold,
Behold,
the people is one,
the people are one.
and they have all one language.
And they all one language.
And this they begin to do.
This they began to do.
And now nothing will be restrained from them.
Now look at this. They were unified to do evil. They were unified to do evil. Unity can be a powerful thing, whether it be for good or whether it be for bad. You know, let's go back real quick to the 9th chapter of Genesis. I want to deal with a point there, round about, I believe, the 5th and the 6th verse. And when you have it, let us read.
And surely your blood of your lives,
Go back to 4.
but the flesh with the life thereof,
All right, but flesh with the life thereof,
which is the blood thereof,
which is the blood thereof,
shall you not eat.
shall you not eat.
And surely your blood of your lives
And surely your blood of your lives
will I require.
will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. Uh-huh.
And at the hand of man,
And at the hand of man.
at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man.
Uh-huh.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood,
Look at this. Whoso sheddeth man's blood,
by man shall his blood be shed.
by man shall his blood be shed.
For in the image of God made he man.
For the image of God made he man. Now, what is this? What is that? Look at our laws today. What would this be classified as? Not so much as eye for an eye, but what in our laws would this stem from? You all do realize that when the laws of the land were made, they looked at these principles. This is how we get, just as Israel dealt with 3 areas of their law: the royal law, as we call the moral law, which we know of as the 10 Commandments, right? Then they also dealt with the civil law and ceremonial laws. This area is under will be under the classification of a civil law. So what would this law be in the same recognition of our laws today? Look at that. Read that again. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, what did it say?
By man shall his blood be shed.
By man shall his blood be shed.
For the image of God made he man.
By the image of God made he man. What did you say, look, lady? This would be a death penalty. This is capital punishment. When you kill someone, then your life is taken, whether it be now you spend your life in prison without the possibility of parole, or with the possibility of parole, or you might receive a death penalty. Whatever the case is, you might sit on death row. Whatever the case is, that these here were things that took place after man sinned. That's a point what I'm trying to hold in on. That sin brought about some really corrupt things and tendencies. That here it is that a law had to be established that if you kill somebody, somebody can kill you. Isn't that something? So the law under this area of human government that was given is that if you've done something to somebody, then somebody else can do something to you. It's the same thing in that same area of focusing today. Some people like to take the law into their own hands, right? Like daughter over said, eye for an eye, right? You do me wrong, I'm gonna do you wrong. If you slap my dog, I'm gonna slap your dog and your cat, right? So those same things is what was going on, right? So here it is under this human government, these things were taking place, okay? Because the people had become more corrupt. Let's go back. Now we would have thought that this would have been, the mentality would have changed, right? Since mankind had been destroyed. But it's something about sin that came through even those lineages, dealing with the three sons of Noah, right? Because when we get into this, we're going to find out that there is a man by the name of Nimrod. Let's go back to the 11th chapter. Or really, before we go to the 11th, let's stop over at the 10th chapter. Let's start at verse number 1. It's a lot in this human government dispensation to cover. All right? And it reads, Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, or Japhet. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. Uh-huh. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Tagoma, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh. Go ahead. Do the best you can. Uh-huh. All right. Go ahead. Now, number 6, we're going to go into the children of Ham. Uh-huh. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. Now hold on now. Now, Cush is Ethiopia. Mizraim is Egypt. Phut is Africa. And then, of course, Canaan is Canaan. All three sons of Noah, their names were prophetic. The Ham name was prophetic. It means hot, right? Which meant he was going to dwell in the hot climate or the hot region. Now, understand this now. Ham's name does not mean black. Okay? But we do realize and we do understand that as what people terminology for black now will be people that are from Africa and from that region. But remember, there was not a particular race called the black race. There was no such thing. All right? They were people of color, right? Now, just like we use the terminology race today, race is still a new kind of a new terminological word. God did not look at races of people. He looked at nations of people. Can I get one person to turn to Acts chapter 17? I believe verse number 26. Acts chapter 17, verse number 26. Whoever get it first, let us read.
And hath made of one blood all nations of men.
Hold on. And have made of one blood
all nations of men.
All races of men.
All nations.
All nations of men.
For to dwell on all the face of the earth.
For to dwell on all the face of the earth.
And hath determined the times before appointed. And the bounds of their habitation.
And the bounds of their habitation. Now let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7 and 8. Deuteronomy chapter 32 at verse 7 and verse number 8. There is no such thing as races of people. God looks at nations of people. Deuteronomy 32, verse 7 and verse 8.
Remember the days of old.
Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. And thy elders, he will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the races. To the nations. Their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So there are nations of people, not races of people. So when you look into the area of the children of Ham, right? All those areas that we just went over again, Cush represented Ethiopia. He was the progenitor of that what we call Ethiopia. Mizraim is the progenitor of Egypt. Phut is the progenitor of all of Africa and within that region. Canaan is the progenitor of Canaan. Right? Now, when you look at that and you begin to deal with these things, Nimrod came from Cush. Cush, being the son of Ham, also would mean that he would dwell in the hot climate, and therefore his complexion. Now, I don't know, many people I don't know what all you might know about Africa. The Lord blessed me to go there a few times, especially even deal with Ethiopia. And there are different complexive people, complexion of skin all throughout Ethiopia. There are some that are extremely light skinned, and there are some that are dark skinned. When you go through the different nations of Africa, you find so many different complexions of skin, right? You might find some that are real dark, some that are real light. But it depends upon that area or the geographical location wherein they dwell. All right. Now, Ham is attributed to the pointer to the area to where he was the one to have established human government, because Nimrod was what would be the first ruler. He set his kingdom. He set up his kingdom. Are we still in Genesis 10? All right, where did we leave off at? Verse number 7. All right, go ahead. Let's read on down to 8. And the son of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Septa, and Ramah, and Septica, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan, And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth, He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Yes. Now let's find out about something else. Another point. Oh, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. So that's what we was reading there in 11 of Genesis. where it's taking place in that area of Babel, right? So therefore, we see now that this area of Babel, and by the way, Nimrod did not, he was not hunting just deer and antelope and lions and tigers and bears, but he brought his ruler sphere unto subjectivity by killing people. Where if you did not become subject to his rule, he will kill you. So therefore, we see this within this area, within this ruler sphere of Babel. Okay, of Babel. Now, there have been some great things that have come out of the land of Africa within that area, right? Mizraim is the one that has been contributed to be the one that found Egypt, which is in Africa, right? Now it is known that the Egyptians were the first in civilization. They were the first ones to deal with the granaries and such like, right? Just like you remember the famine that went on during the time when Joseph was in Egypt, and the famine came, and they had the granaries with the grain stored in those different granaries, and the known world would have to come to Egypt to buy food. No one else was doing that in the world. There was some of the first. Okay, now those things are well sought out even throughout our world history. Now, Cush is considered to have, as I stated, established Ethiopia, which is also where at? In Africa. Let's look at Psalms 105, verse number 23. It's also said that Israel was there in that area of Ham. So because of these things that transpired throughout Africa, it was safe to say that Africa was to be considered the cradle of all civilization, where everything would to have stem to become. Okay? Everybody got that? Psalms 105, 23. Whoever have it?
Israel also came into Egypt.
Israel also came into Egypt.
And Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham.
And Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. Uh-huh.
And he increased his people greatly.
And he increased his people greatly.
And made them stronger than their enemies.
And made them stronger than their enemies. So therefore, we see that even in that area of time today, even when I go into Africa now, there are still very prestigious people to be called, especially like chief, the chief of a particular tribe and over a particular area. They're still very prestigious. So a same mentality is still ran through even into this time. Now, what about Japhet or Japhet? His name is also prophetic. His name deals with education or enlargement. Some of the great philosophers in science comes out of that particular background. Let me see. Who all have heard of Archimedes? Archimedes. What was Archimedes famous for? Archimedes, bless you. Archimedes. He was famous for establishing the formula of buoyancy. Of buoyancy. The king gave him a crown, wanted to know if it was pure gold. And certain metals will float at certain temperatures and things of that sort. So the king ordered him to determine if that gold or that crown of gold was pure gold. And he was able to do that at the order of whatever you do, don't destroy my crown. And he was able to do that. He was able to take it to the king and say, King, it's real gold, pure gold. What about Euclides? What is he famous for? Geometry. What about Pythagoras? The Pythagorean theorem. Very good. Also in geometry, not algebra, geometry. Right? Very, very well known for that. What about Aristotle? Philosopher, right? Just like Plato, Socrates, all of them. So it is very sure for us to find out that in most of those areas and cases, they were very well known for their science, for their philosophy. You know, the Bible even goes to an extent to deal with them in the First Corinthians chapter 1 and verse number 22, where the Bible even deals with that plainly, where it tells us that the Jews require a sign, right, which would be something from a religious perspective. But the Greeks seek after what? Wisdom, philosophy, from a philosophical perspective. So those things are well known. Now, I got to move over to the area of Shem. Got to move over to the area of Shem. Shem name also is prophetic. Shem name means renowned or famous, right? Shem is the progenitor of what is called the yellow faces, which would be like the Chinese, the Japanese, right? And any other nieces that you can think of. He is the progenitor of that, right? Now, also, all of them, another very important figure stems from Shem, which would be Abraham. Abraham. Now, Abraham is, what stems from Abraham, rather, I should say, is three of the world's greatest religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. All three of those give homage or respect to Father Abraham. It ain't nowhere you can go within the world that don't know nothing about Abraham or give some type of respect to Abraham, right? So they are from the area of the Semitic people. Now, all these three sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, out of those three sons, who was the eldest son? It was Japheth. You're very good. Now that y'all remember that off the top of your mind, very good, very good. You can see that there in Genesis chapter 10, verse number 21. Genesis chapter 10, verse 21 will show to you that Japheth was the elder. Well, if Japheth is the elder, why was Shem named first? Always mentioned first. What do you mean?
He had the blessing from his father. He had the inheritance. He was the one who was going to inherit stuff from his father.
No, not quite.
That would be the lineage that Jesus.
Very good. Shem's name was first because through him would be the lineage where Christ would come. He's the lineage where Christ would come. So his name was always first. His name was always first. All right. That's all we're going to be able to take up with on today. We thank you so much for you all joining with us, being with us. Before we leave off of the air, is there anyone on the line that would have any questions? Any questions? All right, seeing that there is none, as always, we thank you all so much for being with us and joining us. Please be with us tomorrow, Lord's willing, as we go into the area of Bible covenants. Bible covenants. As always, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I do thank God for you all. And I say to you all, shalom, shalom.